Our grandmother, Mary Tipton, was born Mary Mildred Davis, the daughter of Ed Davis and Elizabeth Nichols. The Davis side of our family is primarily British, but there is a bit of German and Dutch in the mix as well. I was not able to find much information on the Davis family itself. Mom had some pictures of Ed Davis, his parents, Joseph and Susan Davis, born in Indiana, and Ed Davis's grandparents, Isaac and Mary Davis. This census record shows they were born in Ohio and moved to Indiana. The first immigrant I could find in the Davis line was Anthony Arnold, born in 1627 in Westbury-on-Severn, England. We don't know exactly when he landed in Virginia, but our records show that in 1645 he married Joanna Tilton. He owned land near the Mattapony River in New Kent, Virginia, and he was a rebel. Anthony Arnold was a key participant in one of the first civil uprisings in the colonies, Bacon's Rebellion. 1676 was the year, and civilians had issues with the official relationship that Virginia authorities had with native tribes, and skirmishes were taking place on what was then the frontier between settlers and Indians. And the governor and House of Burgess in Virginia were aligned with the tribes. When Nathaniel Bacon was killed, King George offered a pardon to participants in the rebellion, but in a trial at Governor Berkeley's residence, Green Spring, Virginia, our eighth great-grandfather, Anthony Arnold, was unrepentant and defiant. He was found guilty of treason and hung at 2nd and Main in West Point, Virginia. For 6 generations, the Arnold family fed into the Davis bloodline until a daughter, Martha Arnold, married a German ancestor, Nichols, in 1832 in Jasper County, Illinois. 2 and 3 generations earlier, Benjamin Arnold Sr. and Jr. married women of Dutch heritage. How did several of the families in our heritage get to southern Illinois? Well, the migration went south and west out of Virginia. It started in the late 1700s into the Carolinas, then to Kentucky and Tennessee, and then northwest to south central Illinois into the early to middle part of the 19th century. Their naive understanding of soil management led them to believe that after a few years of plowing, planting, and harvesting, the land had been used up, and they kept moving. Almost all of our Davis ancestors were small farmers. Cheryl and I visited the grave of our great-great-grandmother Ann Nichols Batman near Sullivan, Illinois. Batman was the name of her second husband. It's a small cemetery, not well maintained. The migration continued to Iowa in 1903. Grandma Tipton was the first member of the Davis family born in Iowa, Colo, Iowa. Ed and Lizzie Davis made it to Moulton a few years later, and the Davis and Tipton lines merged in 1924. So we are 2 generations off the farm now after 300 years of plowing. I'll keep plowing for information, but that's a thumbnail on the Davis, Nichols, Arnold lineage that is part of all of us.